Val, firstly, mega congratulations. You said to World Athletics you felt incomplete without a world gold medal. For a lot of people, 2 Olympic gold medals, a world silver and a world bronze would be a lot, but I guess that speaks to the high expectations that you had. I mean, what are your emotions now?
Yeah, it's always interesting, like I feel like how an athlete's story plays out. And I think for me, when I won the Olympics in Tokyo for the first time, I felt like it really changed kind of how I wanted to view myself. And I wanted to always be a top competitor. And it was really hard to set healthy goals for myself. And I think it really led to both Eugene and Budapest feeling like I had fallen short of a goal, and I've learned a lot over that time period to realize that if you put all of your stock in one meet and you fall short of gold, it shouldn't make it feel like the season was a disappointment. And I now in hindsight wish I would have made those medals feel better, because so much went into preparing and competing, and it wasn't that I performed bad, but just other people had their day. And I think the way that it's played out, it's led to some of my greatest successes, is feeling like there was still more that I wanted to prove. And it's kind of weird though that I feel like I've been chasing this thing for so long, and now to have actually accomplished it is really special, but it's going to take some time to sink in.
I was about to say, I think you came into Tokyo with 8 out of the 10 biggest throws of the season. In a way, does that put more pressure on you, because everyone went, oh, you're the overwhelming favourite, this is a foregone conclusion?
Yeah, it does in a weird way. It's I think it coming up to the competition gave me confidence, but then when you get here and this is the moment and you have to do it, it really is more pressure. I think if yesterday would have gone a different way and it wouldn't have played out how it did, it would be hard to feel good about it, knowing that for so many of these meetings I've been able to figure out a way and find how to compete and end up on top. And it's tough when they're 2 years apart, to have another shot and it be so far away would feel like a challenge. So I'm grateful that everything came together, and to be in the moment and have it go well in a place that's been so special to me was really cool.
I mean, everyone says about Mondo, for example, that sometimes he's battling against himself.
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, I guess, given the year that you've had, which has been crazy, has it felt a bit like that to an extent, that you had to deliver when it mattered?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely feel like at this point, I'm my own biggest competitor, and I think that that's truthfully the healthiest perspective. I think even when I was coming up and more of an underdog, I think that that's always how I've tried to view it, because it's the only way you can feel good about the result. Even last night we were talking after the competition, it's I would have loved to throw 70 meters. There's always that next thing that you're trying to chase even when it goes well, but at some point you have to be able to be this was enough, and I think that that's kind of for me what these last 5 globals all back to back to back have been, is just it feels like a complete circle, that finally I feel whole after that thing I'd been chasing for so long.
Do you feel it's complete now, or do you feel like you're going to chase something else, the world record, for example, or something? I mean, what's next in terms of mindset, and how does that work just generally as an athlete?
I think the mind is probably the ultimate thing that you're always trying to wrangle in athletics, and I think you always have to have goals. It's so easy to be oh, it's just a down year, an off year, and then if you take 10 to 12 months kind of just in a different, less motivated headspace, it will absolutely catch up with you in 2027. So I think through 2028 I'm really ambitious and have a lot of things I want to continue to attack. For discus
and the home Olympic Games.
Yeah, I think that, the magic at an Olympics is unparalleled, and to be able to have the ability to do that at home will be really, really special. So I think for 2026, with there not being a global, I'm excited to try to push myself, especially in Ramona, Oklahoma, where it's windy, and kind of see what we're capable of there. So it feels good that we already kind of have some things lined up to attack.
You obviously got the Olympic gold medal here in Tokyo. Obviously, it's very different circumstances fans are allowed in the stadium. But as an athlete and as a person, I guess, as well, how much have you changed in that time? And I guess every championships, you will keep on learning.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very cool to be able to have a location so many years apart that like you're having a similar experience. And the crowd yesterday was insane. I mean, I feel like it's so fortunate that that Olympic moment I kind of had dreamed of, I feel like was kind of how it was supposed to be last night, which was so special. But I feel like I'm such a different person. I was so unproven back then. I was so hungry to want to do it. But I came in last night feeling like just way more certain of who I am in myself and as a competitor, as a human. And it felt really great to be able to go out and compete with my fiance there, my family there, so many of my friends, you know, all in that moment together was really great.
Just two more from me. If I said the word legacy, I'm not saying you're going to retire, by the way. Like, if I said the word legacy, what would that mean to you when you eventually do, you know, leave the competition arena?
Yeah, I think I have awareness that I'm really trying to build a career, you know, out of this, and one that will be impactful in history. And I think Ryan Krauser is obviously cemented that through all of his adversity. I think Sandra in my event has been the standard of making such an incredible impact. So I think I still have some things that I need to achieve in order to feel like I really have like cemented myself as in that status of one of the more impactful people. But that feels good. You know, I'm excited to continue to chase that.
And finally for me, I mean, ASIC's motto is sound mind, sound body. I mean, how significant is the mental side of the sport as well as the physical side?
Yeah, it's critical. I mean, I think that, you know, at this point, like the physical labor that goes into preparing for a championship, that's easy. You know what I mean? I can show up at the gym, I can put in the hard work, I can be disciplined. Like, I've come to realize like that is just how I want to conduct myself. But the mind is fickle. It's so hard to keep yourself in a good place, to stay positive, optimistic, to be open to feedback, you know, to make the changes you need to. It's dynamic, and it can really, your mind can easily like turn in ways when you're not expecting to. So I think that's probably the thing I feel most proud of since being here at the last Olympics, is just continuing to find that stability in my mind and view things with a sense of joy. You know what I mean? Trying to embrace the moment and get everything I can out of what the opportunity is.